Hello everybody, this is Mike Nichols. I'm relaxing here after some simulators that I'm taking down in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm visiting some friends of mine today down in Peachtree City, Georgia, Jon and Tammy Nowicki. Jon and I were talking a little bit about the folks we hang out with, and it brought to mind an adage my father used to say. He would say, show me who you're running with and I'll show you where you're going. So Jon brought out a book here. It's called The 30-Minute Conversation by Al Gonzalez. Turns out that Jon and Tammy Nowicki are featured in the book here, and it talks about the very same things that Jon and I were talking about. So what I'd like to do is just ask Jon a couple questions. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around here. And we're talking about champions of life. And Jon, how you doing today, Jon?
Good, Mike.
Thanks for talking to me about this subject. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the chapter that was devoted to you and Tammy in the book, and it talks a little bit about your military service. And what do you think the crux of what Al was trying to get at when he prepared this book and your part in the book?
Well, I can say for sure, Al Gonzalez is a champion of life. He's been a guy. Tammy and I have known him for the last couple of years, and a real rags to riches story, and he puts it very well in the book here. This 30-minute conversation. The name of the book is about a 30-minute conversation he had with his father when he was 14 years old. That was, like your father said to you, show me who you're running with, and I'll show you what you're going to become. And Al, at the time, was living in Brownsville, Texas. He was the son of an immigrant farmer, and he knew if he didn't change something in his life, he was going to keep going down this road. And he had a burning desire to change his circumstances, and he did. He set some goals for himself to get out of Brownsville, eventually had a successful military career, and that's kind of where Al and I relate, and obviously Mike, you and I relate, because we go back a long ways to our days at the Naval Academy, and Al related that as well in the book, and he kind of talks about my military service and kind of the goals I set for myself to put me where I'm at today.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So how did it come that he asked you to be part of the book?
Well, we talked about our similar backgrounds. We both are entrepreneurial, which is kind of how we got to know each other. We had the military background in common as well. So we sat down one day and just said he would like to feature Tammy and I in his book. And we just kind of talked about things I had done in the military, things I've done since the military, what's made me successful, what helped me get to the point I'm at, and he put that in his book, hoping it was going to help someone else down the road.
Well, that's great. Now, what was the defining moment for you when you decided, that you did want to pursue the career that you're in right now?
Well, are we talking my entrepreneurial career or my military career?
Let's talk a military career, since
right.
That's a common theme right now.
Well, my dad was a career Navy, so for me, my goal was to go to the Naval Academy, right? So as Al talks about it in his book, at around age 14, I saw the Blue Angels fly at an air show and decided that's what I wanted to do. And that was kind of a defining moment for me early in my life, and probably one of the first times where I set a goal for myself that said, look, I'm going to achieve that one day. I'm not sure how, but I could see myself doing it, and eventually ended up there.
Right. So if you were to offer like one small piece of advice for somebody that's looking to make a change or trying to improve their lot in life, maybe they're just a little afraid to accomplish it, what would you say to them?
Well, we talk a lot about goal setting, of course, in our profession and in our lives, but for me, the biggest key is you've got to be able to see yourself doing this, right? You've got to see it to believe it, okay? If you can't see yourself achieving this goal, it's never going to happen. For me, it was that day seeing the Blue Angels going, okay, I could actually see myself flying in one of those cockpits. So for me, that was the initial part of my belief that I could do this. So I guess that would be my tidbit. You got to see yourself doing what you want to accomplish.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks a lot, Jon. That's some great advice. And once again, the book that we were just looking at today is a 30-minute conversation with Al Gonzalez here. And I want everybody to have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.